Yo, One Piece chapter 1025. Can we get a round of applause for Momo? My man transformed into the dragon, raised hell, made his presence known as he was going up through each and every floor. People like, oh my God, it's Kaido. What has Kaido done? He's wrecking everything. Wait, no, that's not Kaido. It's a different colored dragon. Who's that riding on top of it? Everybody was watching that Luffy and Momo greatness. And when we got to that moment when Kaido is asking him, who is this dragon that you're riding on? Name yourself. The way that Momo just bosses up with big ball energy and he says, I'm Kozuki Momo. I am going to become the next shogun of Wano. The way that this man bossed up like that, my God, that is so beautiful, man. That is a beautiful coming to the party moment right here. Very well done. So backing things up a little bit, I gotta say, I like how the chapter opens up and you got Luffy and he's telling Momo, why don't you just fly? You see Luffy just trying to just talk Momo up because Luffy understands that time is of the essence right now. If they don't take things a step further, they run the risk of losing everything that they're fighting for in the country of Wano. And for Momo in particular, if he is going to take this next step as being a grown man, he is going to have to man up right now. And it goes back to what Shinobu said. You're going to have the body of an adult, but your mind is still going to be that of a child. And in a situation like this, it is only natural that you have a child want to act in the way that a child would want to act, which is a child under these circumstances would run away. Luffy is letting Momo know that you're a grown man now. There are times where, as a man, you might want to run, but because you have people depending on you, running is not an option for you. You have to see through the problems in front of you, no matter how much pain it's going to cause you. No matter how much people might hate you in the future, you have to understand that there's a line in the sand that you have to draw as a man. And sometimes you got to step over that line and hope that when you let your nuts hang, the world just don't kick you too hard. And that's what Luffy is trying to teach him. Luffy is saying, you might be afraid of heights, but essentially you need to get your shit together. And it goes back to the whole thing of, again, you're scared of heights now. What do you think you're going to be scared of when we fall here in Wano and you came so far? Can you really live with yourself if Wano falls? And it could have been prevented if you take me up there to Kaido. Luffy doesn't have to say any of that, but his actions and the authority that he's speaking to Momo with says so much in just that one sentence where he says, I don't care. Are you still afraid of heights even as an adult? Luffy says so much to him in that one sentence right there that it sets the stage for everything that's happening. So just as Momo is in that situation where he's finding his grounding as an adult, you see the same thing with Yamato and with Kaido. Kaido basically says, like, look, you're my child. I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care how you act. I don't care if you identify as a Wano soldier. You are always going to be my blood. And I like that symbolism that you have with Yamato and Kaido, because it always goes back to that right there, which is that for Yamato, she was shackled not just to Wano because of the bracelets that she has that would have blown her up, but also it goes back to the fact that she, by casting aside those bracelets, she's also casting aside the bloodline that she was born into. She's forging her own destiny forward. And I like how as the fight's going on, you see her pushing back. And so you see the symbolism in the sense that she's physically pushing back against Kaido, but she's also symbolically pushing back. And I like how we get the flashback and she thinks about Ace and she says, I have friends, I have true friends. And Kaido says, yeah, and everybody that you called a friend, spoiler alert, all the motherfuckers are dead. So what good did they do for you? And you see as Yamato is thinking back to those instances where people are giving her food and a blanket and they're saying, hey, here's some food, Ogre Princess. And all of a sudden, Yamato is crying as she's watching that same person get put to death. And so you see as how you have that moment where Kaido's just bashing her in and trying to literally beat her into submission. Momo at that point begins flying up, and you just see as Momo has his eyes closed and he's inspiring a bit of terror while he's also letting other people know, like, wait a second, something else is here. There's more than one dragon other than Kaido. And so now, after the initial shockwaves in, it lets other people know there's somebody else fighting. The fight's not over yet. And a few people have noticed it was Luffy riding on that dragon. So I like that we're getting that opportunity right there to, again, see Momo build his legacy while Luffy's riding on his back. And I like how as they keep just going up the floors, you see more and more reactions. Even Big Mom's like, wait a second, is this Kaido? And then she starts screaming what's happening once Law recognizes that Luffy's on there. And then by the time they finally reach the top of the island, and Yamato is essentially on her last leg, and she's charging forward with the attack, Luffy goes into gear 4. And Luffy, while using the Snake Man, just punches Kaido in combination with Yamato. And that double spread that we have there and the way that Kaido is just drawn with the white in his eyes, very good. Like that contrasting and everything, very well done. The camera angles for the panels, very well done as well. I like what we're getting here, and I like how when Luffy recognizes that it's Yamato, Luffy's like, hey, Yamato, good job. I can't believe that you were holding off Kaido. And you have this moment where Yamato looks so relieved because you can tell that she was on her last leg, but Luffy just being there, it just reinvigorates her to continue pushing forward. And I like how that leads to the moment of confrontation where Momo and Kaido are staring down each other. And once Kaido recognizes that it's Momo, that's when he says, oh, I can't believe it. So it's a little boy. The world doesn't need two dragons. And what I like here is that the same child that all those years ago Kaido didn't kill, that same child is now back as a man and is getting ready to save his kingdom. That's so good right there. Because again, it just goes back to the whole idea that when people come down, like when the Vikings come down from the mountains and they raid the villages, they kill all the boys. And the reason why they kill all the boys and they do whatever they do with the women is the women can have children, but the boys, if you don't kill them, even if you make them slaves, one day they might get their balls back. They might get stronger. They will wait you out, and then they will rebel and they will take back their homeland. So that's why Vikings will go in, they just kill all the men, because you were in that situation where you don't want a Momo to come up. And that's what Oda just did here. So I like the symbolism that was done on this. So what I want to know from you guys is, how do you guys feel about Momo speaking his name right in front of Kaido and doing it transformed as a dragon? Let me know down in the comment section below. So always, guys, like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.